7:14 in the morning, West Coast time. It's the 8th of December, 2023, the Weaver Agency of Rosamond, California. Okay, enough of that crap. So, what I was studying under here is I was listening to MSNBC, as I said before in the previous video, and it's horrifying that we're dealing with things that are challenging us to a point where we don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I mean, I was talking about at length concerning about a poll that was taken a couple of days ago by the Wall Street Journal, telling us what was going on. Now, some students at this one particular reporter did a poll out there, and online and probably in person maybe, just to get the information from the students to understand what they were talking about, what they know, what they learned from the what the hell was that expression again? From which river to which sea? Well, you've heard of that one, from the river to the sea. Now, here's my thing. I'm switching my computer. I got one for recording and the other one for research here. So, okay, type into Google Maps here, and we are going to do the street level. I prefer the terrain myself, but street's fine. Okay, we're going to get a broader aspect of Google. Just wait for the information. There we go. Okay, there we go. There's the med. There is the med. Now then, their dumbass remarks concerning about this one. They're saying from the river to the sea. Well, let's see. Was there a river going through Israel? There are a lot of tributaries, a lot of rivers, splitting Israel in half. Of course, then you got the Dead Sea splitting apart Syria and Jordan. And there's an online border. I mean, there's a Dead Sea there, close to it. I never quite got their Haifa. Okay, so there's Haifa, and there's the border. There's Lebanon, Damascus. Where the hell's Syria at? Okay, Syria's on that side. All right, cool. So they split between the Dead Sea at this point. Okay, what were we talking about? The Dead Sea to which river? I never could quite get that because I can understand the Mediterranean being a sea, and I can understand the Dead Sea being a lake of salty water. That they would have the border and the tributaries going through it. Are they talking about that? Geography, I try to get hot on. I try to get into it. And there's a bit of a gulf. Part of Israel is hooked up to a smaller sea. If I can just get the. I need to see this better. Come on. Let me get closer on that one. I need to see what the hell I'm looking at here. Come on, work already. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Just drop the whole damn thing, why don't you? There you go. Arabia? Is that it? Shit. Yeah, I could do a hell of a lot better on a Google search if I do it on my phone. Sometimes looking at the computer is straining my eyes. I can get my eyes tested all over again. May not be faster, but at least I'll be able to see the damn river's name. Okay. What I'm trying to do is look at the Middle East. Trying to get a. Okay, there is the United States. Okay, so we travel across the waters. We head over to the Med. We head over to. Here we go. Israel. Israel. Okay, here we go. Now, Gulf of Aqaba. Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. And they are hooked into the Red Sea. They are hooked into the Red Sea. Cool. That is so interesting. I like that. I like that. I'm learning something. Part the landmass extending into the Red Sea as well as into the Gulf of Aqaba. Is that what it is? Aqaba? Shall I say that? Is part of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. And the peninsula is also separated by the Euphrates, if I'm not mistaken. Goes right through Israel. Actually, it goes right through Egypt. You got the Suez Canal going through it. Artificial. But it's still part of Egypt. I mean, when I started hearing more and more about the problems in the Middle East, I still had to look at certain landmarks and understand where the hell they were coming from because these things are important. Not just on geography lessons, but it's important to me to understand where people are coming from and what's the situations happening across the waters. We're hearing constantly of Gaza Strip and Israel knocking heads with each other. And speaking of which, the UN Security Council is trying to vote to tell Israel to knock this shit off with us. And State of Palestine is arguing with the United Nations right now, trying to tell them their side of the story, what's going on. And Israel is going to be saying, well, I'm still after Hamas right now, so I got to extend to kick ass on everybody. Doesn't mean I'm anti-Semite, but it also doesn't mean I'm anti-Islamic. That I'm anti-Islamic at this point over here. It just pisses me off that these people can't do a two-state and just live and let live. No, because when Israel started setting up operations over there, the Palestinian people lost it. I understand the need to keep the Jewish nation intact, but I guess there was no other nation out there that could have hosted them back in 1947. No, they didn't like the Jews either. Here's the context. I was trying to get this out to people out there, and I'm hoping maybe the professors would understand this. I mean, I was jumping on a professor of University of Berkeley on this one here, political science professor. If I can just get my head wrapped around this damn thing here. Oh, great. Hold on. I got to go for a pause. Follow that chain of thought again. Okay, so if we're going to be referring to the holy texts that a lot of us understand and try to know, that this had been ongoing back in the biblical days. I didn't say good old days. I said biblical. Because we had to split. If we had followed the Old Testament, um, either in Exodus or in Genesis, somewhere in there, where they had the nation split, and how the nation of Israel came to be, how the Israelites came to be, and how the Arab state began during those days. See, people are not looking at it under historical. When I was in a Western civilization class with one particular professor, he was looking at the Bible as historical because we don't have anything written back then that would have given us a better viewpoint, a better understanding. So we have to use the biblical texts that we have to look at it, to look at history. And in Western civilizations, this is what we do: is look at history, things that matter the most. I'm watching on the other news, on the other screen right now, MSNBC was talking about a guy charged with firing a gun outside a New York synagogue. You're talking about the Islamophobia? You're talking about anti Semitism happening? This is what's happening. Based all the way back to the biblical days. it's coming more and more of an issue. Ah, crap. Here we go again. Hold on. I'm going to put you on hold. Apologies again. Activity happening in my own homestead, or apartment complex. So what happens when you're living in an apartment? A lot of things happen with other neighbors and other things, and it just makes life worth interesting, doesn't it? So I was grateful for my professor in Western civilization to try to enlighten our minds a little bit, make us understand more and more about it. The students look like it's just like they're going through high school, and in the previous video, I was chastising the professors on this one. It's not just their teaching. The students have to be willing. They have to be willing. And if they're not willing, they're not going to understand one thing or another. So that's what drives me crazy. Meanwhile, meanwhile, hatred continues to flourish, trying to find other ways to drive people crazy. Said before, I missed a story concerning about the MSNBC. I wasn't listening to it. I wish I was. But there had been attacks on synagogues and mosques. People are reacting a great deal over this. Not quite sure which particular side they want to take. American Jewish, they have an issue concerning about the anti-Semitism, and completely honest about that one. I understand. But then again, you have the Palestinians, and you have the Muslims, and you have the Arabs at this point as well. And they also have a problem concerning about the Islamophobia happening. The next thing you have is the quote-unquote national Christians. I never could understand that crap. I never could understand national Christianity. What is this bullshit anyway? So, they got more information concerning about the shooting that happened yesterday in Vegas. They're showing a video concerning about the professor was walking around and how he got his ass shot off. The guy held a lot of ammunition in his pockets. He goes onto a campus, University of Las Vegas, and he had an obsession with Vegas, according to what the reporters are gathering at this point. And this guy really had a nutty. Was an associate tenured professor at one particular college. Something happened that got him kicked out, or else he left for whatever reason. And he was trying to get jobs at other places, and he has this, if you don't like me, I'm going to be mean to you. There was a hell of a lot of terrified students and faculty, not sure what the hell was going on. I had to do videos about this one. Watching it, I could feel the students' terror on this one. I relate. I relate. A lot of people have been injured by one particular nut job. And I don't get it with this guy. But I don't get it with all the hatred and vitriol we've got towards people left and right. I don't get the separatism. We got political parties blaming the others for the divisive nature, and yet they want divisive nature. It's just our world trying to figure itself out, I guess, by trying to kill and murder people, increasing bloodshed. God. What the hell are we doing to ourselves? Tell you the truth, honest to God, I don't know. I guess ignorance and arrogance is going to be with us until the age of time, until we get this damn thing out of our damn genetics. And it's terrifying. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here, so